Welcome back. I know it's been a long time since my last upload, but it's draft season now again. So we're going to go ahead and get into the draft stuff soon. But first, I think the NFL awards are good, but I think the college awards are a lot better. Basically, in college, they have awards for almost like every position named after, famous like Hall of Famers and stuff. And I think the NFL should do something like that, but they don't yet. So I'm taking it in my own hands. So we're going to do NFL season awards college style. So we got a lot of the college awards that they hand out for the NFL we're going to be giving out. Now, I didn't do all of them. Some of them are kind of repetitive, like I might have like the same player winning multiple awards. So I just kind of picked out some that I thought were interesting. Let me know what you guys think about these ones in the comments. Any other awards or any other guys you think deserve awards. We're going to go ahead and start right at the top. We're going to go with the biggest award in college football, the Heisman Trophy. The Heisman Trophy is a little different than the MVP in the NFL because the Heisman is more just the best overall player. It's not necessarily like a pure quarterback award like it really is the MVP, although it is still a lot quarterback. But so for that reason, it was not always a quarterback award in Heisman. It's more just the best player. I'm giving Christian McCaffrey the Heisman Trophy for the NFL. What he's done for that San Francisco offense and the amount of yards he piles up and his impact in the pass and the run game. I think it's hard to disagree with this. Lamar, is probably going to win the MVP. He could be another option for this, but I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey. Give some love to a non-quarterback in this case. And then backing off of that, the Doak Walker Award is the best running back in the nation. I'm handing that to CMC too. I know I said I didn't want to do multiple, but it's a pretty big award, so I'll go ahead and throw that one in here. That's also Christian McCaffrey, best running back. Now we're going to get into the more fun ones. We got the Davey O'Brien Trophy, which is for the best quarterback in college football. For the NFL this season, I'm giving that to Lamar Jackson. I think the other guys that would be in that conversation are I'd probably go with maybe Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, maybe throwing Brock Purdy in there, but I think Lamar has elevated that Ravens offense, and he's doing things in that offense that just no other quarterback can do. Like, you put other quarterbacks in that offense, they're not having the success Lamar's having because of his ability to extend plays. He's got good receiver play this year, but I still wouldn't say it's like top. It's not like the Niners or the Dolphins or even like the Eagles kind of receiver play. It's just all right receiver play, but he's making do with it. He lost Mark Andrews, and that offense did not lose a step. They even somehow got better. So I think Lamar Jackson is the Davey O'Brien Trophy winner for this NFL season. Next up, we got the Biletnikoff Trophy. This goes to the best wide receiver in college football. We're giving it here in the NFL to Tyreek Hill. Not really a shocker. It's really between him and CeeDee Lamb this year. Justin Jefferson, I think, is still the best all-around receiver in football. But with his injury and stuff, this year I think Tyreek Hill is the obvious choice. CeeDee Lamb had a late season push. If he was doing this for the full season, it'd be more of a thing. But I think Tyreek Hill, just this whole season and combined what he's done, that's another one that I don't think there's going to be much arguments. Going on to another one, a lot of these were actually pretty easy for me. We'll get to some at the bottom that I think were a little harder, but a lot of these are pretty easy. Next up, we got a John Mackey Trophy, which is the best tight end. I'm giving it to Sam Laporta as a rookie. Yes, rookie came in. He looks like he could be like the best tight end in the league. He's a rookie. Kelsey took a step back. Mark Andrews got hurt. Dallas Goedert's been hurt and not really had the greatest year. Kittle's been up and down. Sam Laporta's just been the best tight end. Yet again, another one I don't think there's a lot of arguments for. I mean, he's just been balling in Detroit down there, and he's going to have a long career of being one of the top tight ends in the entire league for a while now. Next up, we got the Dick Butkus Award, which goes to the best linebacker in the nation. I'm going with Fred Warner here. I mean, Fred Warner's just an alien, man. The dude's ability to be able, not only does he have the mental side to be able to, read the run schemes, fill the right gaps. He's great at recognizing screens, trick plays and stuff. He not only has that mental ability, but he also has the athletic ability and the size to cover seam routes down the middle. He can cover slot receivers going on deep posts and seams. I mean, this dude can carry any tight end on any route. He's good in coverage, good in the run game. Yet again, I don't think there's much argument. I think Fred Warner's just an absolute baller. An easy pick for me. Next up, this is where it starts to get a little more. We get a little more arguments. I kind of saved these down for last. We got the Chuck Bednarik Award, which goes to the best defensive player. So it's almost like defensive player of the year. The best defensive player in the nation. I'm going to go with Myles Garrett for this one for the Browns. You got some other guys that I mean, maybe if you want to throw in like TJ Watt, Deron Bland, Micah Parsons, those kind of guys. But for my money, Myles Garrett is just the most impactful defensive player. I mean, you go back and watch like the Colts game, the Browns Colts game. I mean, Myles Garrett damn near won that game by himself. As a defensive end, that just doesn't happen. His impact is so big on that Browns team, and that defense is centered around him. And I don't think the Browns would be anywhere close to the position they're in right now without Myles Garrett. Part of the reason they're in the playoffs and have a good chance to really make a run in the playoffs with Joe Flacco at quarterback is because Myles Garrett's heading up this defense, and he's just a force that every single play you're having to double team him. If you're not, he's getting a pressure. He's getting a TFL. I'd like him to work a little harder in the run game here and there, but you know what? When you pass rush like Myles Garrett does, I don't care if you take a play or two off. You know that's what I'm saying. You pass rush like you do, I'll give you a play or two where you can, I'll give you a loaf or two that you're allowed. But he's just a baller, man. That's who I'm going with for the Bednarik Award. Next up, we got the Jim Thorpe Award, the best defensive back. I came down to a 2-horse race for this one, and it's based on these seasons. My two that I'm thinking are Jesse Bates and Deron Bland. Two dudes have had huge impacts for their defenses, created lots of turnovers. And for my money, my pick for the Jim Thorpe Award is Jesse Bates, safety for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, you might be saying, Jared, you're an Eagles fan. You're screwing Deron Bland. No, it's not. Part of it is I just think Jesse Bates has a bigger impact on the Falcons defense than Deron Bland has an impact on the Cowboys defense. And don't get me wrong, Deron Bland, like I said, he's like, you couldn't go wrong if you picked him for this award. I mean, 6 pick sixes is insane. But with those 6 pick sixes, you also have him getting beat. Like, you remember the Seattle game? Now, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying you do get that. Whereas like Jesse Bates, I mean, he's getting huge picks, and that Atlanta defense was not good. But the reason they were in playoff contention and were able to get stops is because Jesse Bates had a lot of huge plays where it's like, and the thing with Jesse Bates plays too are like, part of Deron Bland's success comes from Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence in that D-line, because he can kind of sit on routes and be a lot more aggressive knowing these quarterbacks aren't going to have a lot of time to throw. Whereas Jesse Bates is making plays out of nothing. I mean, this dude's reading plays. He's flying out of his responsibility to go get picks when like there's no reason he should even be in that place, but he just saw the play and he's making incredible plays on the ball. And that's why I think Jesse Bates for me is my Jim Thorpe Award winner. Next up, we go the Lou Groza Award, the best kicker. Now I know Pro Bowl's voting Aubrey. He's had a great season. This is no bias, no Eagles bias whatsoever. We're going Jake Elliott for the best kicker, the Lou Groza trophy. I just think Aubrey's had an incredible season, don't get me wrong, but he's made, I think, 2 kicks over 60 yards, and at least one of them I know against the Eagles was in a dome. I don't know if any other kicker in the NFL, not named Jake Elliott, even at this point, I don't even know if the Ravens kicker, who's just blanking my mind, I don't even think he's making this kick. Justin Tucker, sorry. I don't know why he just blanked my mind. I don't even think he's making this kick. At his point in career, Jake Elliott walked. Not only has he been incredible all year, and he's just like, if it's over 50, I know Jake Elliott's making it. That dude just doesn't miss. He walks into Buffalo in the rain, in some crazy wind, down 3 points in the last seconds of the game, and nails a 61-yarder in the wind in the rain to tie the game to go into overtime in Buffalo. I just don't think any other kicker in the NFL is making that, or at least I'm not confident. Whereas Jake Elliott walked up and I'm like, dude, this dude's nailing it. Like, I just think, even though Aubrey, you can say, oh, he hasn't missed a kick, even though he did miss one now because it got blocked, but I'm not going to hold that against him. He hasn't missed a kick. His field goal unit has missed a kick, but he hasn't. I'll give him that one. But I just think the difficulty of Jake Elliott's kicks and just how automatic he's been, I think is just more impactful than Aubrey. Now, I'm not saying Aubrey can't do it, but I'm just saying we did see Elliott do it. So that's why I'm giving it to him. I honestly didn't think I'd be spending this much time on the Lou Groza Best Kicker Award, but here we are. Next up, this is one of my favorite trophies, or I don't know, the trophies awards, kind of the same thing. Given out, it's the Frank Broyles Award, which goes to the top assistant coach in college football. Here we're doing it for the NFL. There's a lot of good names. I'm going to throw out all the names first that I think are kind of in this conversation. I'll give you my winner. first name is Ben Johnson, Lions DC. We obviously got to mention him. He's been balling, doing his thing. He's probably going to be a head coach now. Next up, I want to give a shout out to Bobby Slowick, the Texans offensive coordinator. Things he's done with a realistically overall lackluster talent on offense other than Stroud balling. But I think tons of Stroud success comes from Bobby Slowick. I'm not Stroud's a dog. Don't go in my comments and say, oh, this dude's saying Stroud's over it. No, Stroud's a dog. But I do think Bobby Slowick has had a huge impact on that team. Next up, we got Mike Macdonald, the Ravens defensive coordinator. He's come in from that Michigan system, and that defense has been balling. They shut down the Dolphins, shut down the Niners, like some of the top offenses. They just have answers. That defense is flying around. Even though they have some holes on paper, they're making plays. I mean, he's got like Jadeveon Clowney looking like finally showing why he was like a first overall pick in like his 10th season in the NFL. Like he's just gotten the best out of all of his players. He has some like players that are a little hard to work with, like Jadeveon Clowney, Kyle Hamilton. These are great players, but you kind of got to make sure they're in the right system, and he's done perfect job getting them in the right system. I think you're going to kind of get who I'm going for off of that. I think Steve Wilks could maybe be in the conversation too, the 49ers defensive corner, but you could tell we got to spend so much time on him. Mike Macdonald, the Ravens defensive coordinator, is my choice for the Frank Broyles Assistant Coach Award. I just think the impact he has on that Ravens defense, and I think he's just done a great job, like I said. Next up, we got the Paul Hornung Award, which is given out for the most versatile player in college football. This was Travis Hunter this year. This was a tough one. For me, I think when I was thinking about it, I was like, comes down to two players that I have in mind that are versatile and can do it. Well, three, but I mean, Taysom Hill's the third, but like he's very versatile, but I don't think he has the impact that these other two have. I'm going to go Deebo Samuel for the 49ers, kind of receiver, running back. He can kind of do it all on offense. And then Micah Parsons for the Cowboys. He can play off-ball linebacker. He can rush the inside, rush from the outside. Two dudes who really just, for the opposite sides of the ball, do everything they can. I'm going to give Deebo the slight nod. I think you could really go either way for this one. I just think Deebo's had a very underrated season, and the impact he's had with helping Brock Purdy is just huge. I mean, the amount of times Brock Purdy just chucks it 2 yards to him and he makes 5 dudes miss and takes it 40 yards to the house. As much as I kind of hate Deebo Samuel because he was talking all that nonsense after the Eagles whooped their ass in the NFC Championship last year, I got to give credit where credit's due. Deebo's had an incredible season, and I think he deserves a Paul Hornung Award. So they're my most versatile player. We're going Deebo Samuel. Let me know who you guys would have for this award. Any other guys I'm missing for the most versatile player, let me know in the comments, because that's a fun award that I feel like I might be missing some dudes, but we're going to go with Deebo Samuel for now. My last award for the day is the Burlsworth Award, which is in college, it is for the best walk-on in the nation. I'm going to switch it up because there's no walk-ons in football. I'm going to go best UDFA on the season, and I'm going to I just kind of want to give this man some credit, and I like this award. We're going to go with Ivan Pace Jr., linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. He was undrafted out of Cincinnati. Honestly, it shocked a lot of people that he went undrafted, especially after he had a great week at the Senior Bowl. He's an incredible athlete. I don't really know how he went undrafted, but he went to the perfect team, man. Being able to go down there with Brian Flores in that blitz-happy defense it was a match made in heaven for Ivan Pace. He's had an incredible year as a rookie. He is my UDFA of the year. Tommy DeVito kind of fell off, so Tommy Cutlets and his agent ain't making this award, but Ivan Pace is the winner. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Let me know what you thought about the awards. Any other guys you thought, deserve an award. And we're going to be back with more content, getting back in the spring in the draft season. I'll see you guys then. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.